Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a inexpensive regulated switching power supply that I bought on Amazon. I bought this for $20, and the reason I bought this was I thought one of my good power supplies had gone bad, but it ended up it was fine, and I had ordered this to replace it while I sent the other one out to be repaired. All right, we've unpacked it, and as you can see, it doesn't come with a power cord, so we're going to have to provide our own power cord for this. So if we go over here, I have the tools that we're going to need to do this. We're going to need a screwdriver, a wire stripper, and we're going to need a wire cutter. So what I did here is I had an old computer power cord, and what I did was I cut the end off and stripped the 3 wires down. Now on our instruction sheet here, you can see in positions 8, 9, and 10, those are going to be the 3 wires of the connections we need to do. We need to do an earth wire or the ground, and then we have a neutral wire and a live wire. All right, so here we have a wall plug, and we need to figure out which wire goes which. Our plug on the right here, when we plug it in, the socket here, the right side is our live wire. And on the left side of the socket, that's our neutral wire. And our final wire is going to be, on the plug here, is going to be the ground wire, or the earth wire, according to our directions here. Yeah, it's called the earth wire. Next thing we have to do is determine which wire is the ground, the neutral, and the live. So to do that, we have our digital multimeter here, and we have a continuity tester. That's the setting we put it on. And what we can do is, when we complete a circuit here, you're going to hear a beep. So what we can do is take our plug here, and we can check which one's which. So let's go with the live wire here. So we connect it on the live wire side, and we touch each wire to see which one completes. So this wire here is our live wire. And then we can go to the left side, which is the neutral. And there's our neutral. And then we can go to the ground, which, according to this, we only have 1 wire left here to check. And that is our ground. Now we're going to go over here, flip up our little plastic there that protects everything, and we're going to connect to the 3 terminals here. And it's going to be earth wire, neutral wire, and then the live wire. There we have it. I've taken the 3 wires and I attached them to the correct positions, and then we're going to double check again to make sure it's correct. So we have one end connected to the left side of the plug. That's the neutral. Okay, that's correct. Then we connect it to the live side, which is correct. And then we're going to try the ground. Perfect. Now, I have a couple of ferrite beads I'm going to attach onto the power cord here to try and capture any stray RF. There we go. We have those attached. Now let's go plug it in and check out our voltage. All right, we have it plugged in. We can see the green LED light on that shows the power is on. And let's check the voltage. As you can see, it's labeled, so terminal 1, 2, and 3 are the positive leads, and then 4, 5, and 6 are the negative. All right, when we touch our leads to the terminals here, we can see we're putting out a little over 12 volts. Now, on my base station, I use mobile radios, so normally a car will put out, anywhere between 12 and 13.8 volts. That's the range we want to keep our radio in. So what I'm going to do is go over and adjust this pot here. And if I turn it up, I can change the voltage. So I'm going to try to set it around 13.7 volts. Now, I don't have my screwdriver with me, so I'm going to take this paper clip, which I cut to fit in there, and then we're going to slowly turn it, and then we'll look over here as we turn it. You can see it start to go up as we're turning it over here. Almost there. Oops, let's get a little more. Too much. Maybe just a tad more. Very sensitive here, so let's try. Okay, we'll leave it at 13.76. Now, I'm not going to show it, but I did hook it up to one of my radios to see if I would get interference from this, any RF noise coming off of it. And very slight, it was pretty quiet. In the past, I made my own out of old computer power supplies, and I gave up on that because they were just noisy, the fans, and some of them really caused a lot of interference on the radio. But the reviews on this were pretty good. It has a fan on here that'll come on. I've yet to see it come on, but I mean, this is super quiet, and for $20, you can't beat that. I don't know how long it will last, but I read some of the reviews, and some of them had been going on 3 years, and it was still working pretty well. So if you're on a budget, I would recommend this. It seems to be pretty good. Like I said, probably I wouldn't leave it on all the time. When you're done with your radio, I would probably unplug it just to be safe. But there you go. There's a power supply for $20. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.